Approximately 1 in 4 children in the United States witness domestic violence in their home. This exposure can lead to a range of negative outcomes: an increased risk of mental health, anxiety, depression, and a higher likelihood of developing behavioral problems, and a greater chance of experiencing or perpetuating their own domestic violence in the future. This is the Raising Karter Podcast. I'm your host, Ramon Weatherall, and we're going to be in the courtroom of Judge Fleischer while he presides over a domestic violence case. Because domestic violence doesn't only affect you, it affects your children. It affects your children more than you would ever know. Let's watch this case and see how he handles it. And I'm going to come in and out with my commentary. Stick to the end of this video so you can see the outcome, the judgment that he gives down to the defendant. So let's check out this video.
Baker.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Baker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On September 2nd, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence. The complainant stated that he was in the bedroom asleep until he was awakened by his hair being pulled, stating that he felt pain. The complainant stated that the defendant was on top of him while he was in the bed. The complainant also stated that the defendant began striking, scratching, and pulling on his hair with her hands, causing pain. The law enforcement officer observed several red scratch marks on the complainant's chest, rib, and lower stomach area, along with redness and bruising on his left arm near the armpit area. The complainant and the defendant in this case are dating with 4 children.
She has a prior aggravated assault against the same person, I see. What happened in that case? Is she knife, gun?
Looks like a car and knife. The defendant attempted to run the complainant over, went inside the apartment, grabbed a knife, pointed at the complainant.
He said that, if you didn't hear, the weapon used was a car. She tried to run him over with a car, and also she had a knife. Now, this is the type of activity, this is the type of things that you're doing around your children. If anybody's, I'm not acting like I'm, a saint and never been in, had bad relationships. Your kids are affected by this. They're crying, they're seeing all this.
Flash the knife across.
Let's continue.
Arm, sustained minor cuts.
Well,
Complainant sustained minor cuts.
Ms. Baker, I'm finding there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand? I don't care that you have kids. You have a prior aggravated assault with this guy where you slashed him with a knife. No more contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm entering in what's called, well, let me see if there's a protective order already in place. There is. On the 3rd of this month, a protective order was issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it, because if you violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges. And then I'm telling you now, with your prior aggravated assault, if I find that you try to have contact with this person, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to spontaneously combust. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Are you still living in the same place? Have you moved out?
We've been together 10 years. I have 4 kids. What she's reading is not what happened.
I know that there's 2 sides to the story, ma'am, but what scares me is that your trigger temper is what scares me. I get that there's another side to the story, and I get that you may have issues as well, and I don't know what happened to garner, what happened in this case, but what I'm trying to do is keep you guys separated so that it doesn't escalate to something more serious. I see that you do work. You have 4 kids. Do you have custody of the kids now? Who has possession of the kids?
We've been together 10 years. We stay together. We share a car together. I work 7 days. He works 6 days.
Yeah, I'm not giving you, no, you cannot have contact with this person. I'm trying to decide whether to give you a lawyer, ma'am. That's why I'm asking this, because I know that you have 4 kids and it's probably really tough and expensive as it is. Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am?
I think he's being, I think he's being awesome. I think he's being damn, fair for, a lawyer. I mean, most of the times you hear about, for a judge, most of the time you hear, judges, they don't have hearts, they just, he's doing what's best, trying to keep you away from this guy. You try to run him over with a car, ma'am. You sliced him. You had on 2 occasions. You want to go back and be with him? I don't, man. Come on.
Your other option is you can go hire
I don't have money for a lawyer.
Ma'am, I'm offering it to you now. I get it that, I'm trying to alleviate the stress on you now because I know that with the stress of having this case, number one, the stress of having 4 kids and then having to go out and hire a lawyer when money's tight, it adds just unneeded stress. And I'm trying to help you out with that. Stephen, do you mind giving an application, please? I'm going to give you an application now. Or you know what? Actually, I already have it. So don't even worry about it. I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box. I'll get your bond conditions. I'm going to ask you, ma'am, we need you to sign these bond conditions. After that, I'll find you a lawyer to speak to. Okay? Please.
Right this way.
Yeah, no contact, no weapons for now. Thank you so much for coming. She's charged with the assault, and it worries me.
I believe this is September 11th of this year. So this just this just happened. So this is not like something that's years ago. I believe that this is recent. And we're gonna get back to the video. We're gonna get back to the video, but this is recent. This is recent. And this is what happens every day when you are in a relationship with possibly the wrong person. You can love the wrong person. You can love them. You can love the wrong person. That is not out of the realm of possibility.
Putting you guys together because I don't want you to get the brunt of the attack every time things get hot, anytime she gets upset, and it scares me. And initially, I didn't want to do, I wanted to do a no contact order, but at the end of the day, who suffers the most? Right. The kids are the ones that suffer because kids need their mom. These are things that you have to consider. The other thing that you have to consider is this, is that, you know what? The kids are like flowers, and they need love. They need nurturing. They need guidance. And if they see violence in a house, they're going to think it's okay. That child, instead of being a flower and growing with beautiful petals, it's going to grow sideways and backwards. Just kids emulate mothers and fathers. And if they see the fighting, if they see the knives, if they see the
kids,
they're going to do the exact same thing, and they're going to think it's okay. That's why we have so much violence.
It's not what you say, it's what you do. They don't listen to what you say. They see what you do. And if what you do lines up with what you say, then they'll start listening. But here, you're teaching them how to fight with the person they love, or that this is what you're teaching them.
So my question is this, is that what are we going to do next time you get upset? Because it's going to happen. You can't say you're not going to get upset. How do we handle it so that there's no more violence?
How can we fight?
And the thing, ma'am, Miss Baker, if you deny it, that's probably about the worst thing, because you have to confront it. You have to do it head on, because that's how it stops. And that's how you cure it. You confront it head on, you recognize it, and you say, look, Kids suck. They're so freaking hard. They're expensive. They argue. They stink. Kids suck. And they're really difficult. But when you treat them right, they come back and they pay it forward to you tenfold, because someone's got to take care of you when you're old. And if they hate you because you acted like an a-hole when they were kids, they're never going to be there for you. That's why you treat them with love and respect now for the future. Because I'll tell you what, when you have a kid and when they get to their teenage years and they see the way you've been, they're going to bring it back to you tenfold. And hell has no fury like an 18-year-old that's hell on wheels, because they can make your life a living hell. And you think it's bad now? That you see the guy in Georgia, the guy that bought the kid the gun and shut up all those people in the school. What do you think they did? Now in today's society, they're not just going after kids. They're going after parents who are unable to recognize how dangerous their children are. The kid in the Santa Fe that gunned down all those people now over there, Dimitri Pergozis or something. All those families came back and sued the parents for letting him have access to a gun. So now what I'm trying to impart to you is that if you are unable to control yourself and your kids become like you and they go out there and create a public danger, all those people, they're not going to come after you. And you think it's expensive, you think it sucks now, wait till that happens. Are you okay with contact? How can we handle, and what do we do if you guys start butting heads again? What are we supposed to do so that she doesn't pick up a new? I'm going to tell you, you pick up a new case.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion. My opinion. If I was her brother or somebody, I would tell
How do we
you
handle it?
you should leave, because if you pick up a new case, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Some people bring out the worst in you. Some people bring out the worst in you. You know, I'm not going to jail for no, man. Nah, man. If I was her brother, uncle, cousin, I tell her, look, y'all try to find somewhere else to live. Unless you want to go to jail, because you on strike 2, strike 3, you out.
Though they're choices. A misunderstanding, a mistake is I left my umbrella at home, even though I knew it was going to rain. I left my glass case here at home, and I didn't bring it home. That's a mistake. These are choices. They're not mistakes. They're not misunderstandings. They're choices, and they're bad choices because you're here when you don't want to be here. You're spending money that you already don't have. I'm okay with you having contact, Ms. Baker, with him. But before that happens, I need to know that we have a plan in place in the event that you get upset, so that either the kids don't get it, or importantly, he doesn't get it either. You need to come up with something for me, showing me how we're going to handle if times get stressful, and we have to figure something out. Just saying, I don't know what I'm going to do, that's not, we need a game plan. You know, perhaps you start doing anger management classes at home on your own, so you can learn how to cope with the anger. That would be something. I don't know.
Exercise, very spiritual.
Exercise is great. I run my happy ass 4 miles every day because I have 4 kids too. And my kids are really difficult. And it would really be easy for me to beat them into submission. But for me to work my aggression out, I run every single day.
Is it easy? No. Do I like it? No, I don't. But do I do it? Yeah, I do.
I don't think he heard her. She was trying to say she's like very spiritual. Like she goes to church and stuff like that, but you might be. But this guy might bring out the devil in you. He might bring out hell in you. So, like I said, you can love the wrong person.
No, and I get it, but here's what I would like. I think that we should do some kind of online anger management class 3 times a week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then as long as you can do that, then I'll allow you guys to have contact. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact. You need to understand what is threatening or harassing. It's not what you think. I could care less what you think. It's how he perceives. So can conduct alone, if I go like this, is that threatening, harassing? It is. And it can violate this quarter. So you okay with it? There is still a protective order in place. So she cannot threaten, harass, anything. If she does, she goes back into custody. All right, so we'll do 30 days.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to do anger management 3 times a week online.
Is it a time for it?
No.
No, okay.
But just, I want a sheet of paper written down showing, date, time, where you did it so that we can verify it. And I want a daily log of it 3 times a week that you've done anger management classes. And as long as you can do that, then we will allow contact. And then I'm going to have Mr. D get it to me. And I'm telling you now, if you don't, because I'm making that a condition of your bond, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay. All right, Mr. D.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Wow. Hope you stuck around to the end to see. I mean, Judge Fleischer, man, you got to give it up to him, man, for being a decent guy, for being a fair judge, for giving this woman an opportunity to be around her children, to be with the man she loves, which I hope is working out. I hope it's working out. But like I said, if I was her brother or cousin or father, anybody, no, because you heard what he said. All she's got to do is start yelling at him. He could say that, that's threatening. He could feel that in some type of way and report her. And now she's back in front of him. 3 strikes, you out. This is a unique incident because most of the time the shoe's on the other foot. It's a man and there's a woman saying that the man is being aggressive. He's got, domestic charges against him. This is a woman. So this does happen. Okay? So women, you have to take accountability too. You can be abusive. You can be violent also. And you can be on the brink of getting your behind locked up. But most importantly, your actions can affect your children. And I'm not letting the father off the hook either because you're in this relationship too. This is the woman you chose to be with and have these children with and have these altercations where she's trying to run you over with a car and stabbing you and all that. So you right in there too. Man, we got to make a better decision about the women we want to be with. It ain't about because she fine or she got a nice body or this. Are you having a good life with her? Can this gentleman say he's having a good life? I don't think getting almost hit, someone threatening to run you over with a car is a good life. I don't want to live like that. I don't want any of my friends, I don't want anybody, any man watching my videos, subscribing to my page. I don't want none of y'all going through that. Yes, you might love her, she might love him, but sometimes you can love the wrong person and be in a jacked up relationship. where y'all are in and out of court and somebody ends up going to jail? Is love that important? Is it that important? I don't think so. So thanks for checking out this episode of the Raising Karter Podcast. If this video brought you any value, check out the rest of our playlist and check out my hat right there. I will never quit. If you like that, check out, go to my page, my website, iwillneverquit.store. And I'm out of here. Peace.